Today's video, we are going to be talking about prescribed burns and the pre-spring smoke season that happens here in Missoula and the Bitterroot. So let's get after it right now. All right, my name is Diana Filkins. I am a realtor here in Missoula and the Bitterroot here in Western Montana. And we're going to talk about prescribed burns, what that means, what you can anticipate in the springtime in terms of weather, but also smoke. Because smoke season, if you've seen any of my other videos about smoke and fire season, it's not just in the summertime. We have like a pre-fire season that I want to talk about today. So just to give you a little bit of context about where I am, I just turned right onto Brooks. Just kidding. This is Higgins. Brooks is over there. I've only had one cup of coffee, so please bear with me. This is Higgins. We're going to a meeting downtown, so I figured I would just come along, show you everything. It is raining, and it has been raining for the past week, and that's very typical of Missoula spring. Lots and lots of rain, and we need it because fire season is around the corner. It usually starts in about July, where we get forest fires here in Montana and our neighboring states, Oregon, Washington, California, all have forest fires, and the smoke lingers, and it just stays and stays, and it smells like a damn campfire outside. So we need as much rain as possible. So while I absolutely hate the rain and I absolutely hate mud, it's a good thing. So I'm just going to have to deal with it. So it is middle of May, and it is about 45 degrees. So it's kind of chilly. And it doesn't get warm, I would say, until mid-June. My birthday is June 1st, and I'm always wearing a sweater on my birthday, just to give you some kind of idea. So if you come here from a different state where it's hot and you think it's shorts and t-shirts here, wrong. Bring a sweater. You need it. So let's get into prescribed burns, what that is. I had no idea when I moved here. I came from Washington, D.C. on the East Coast, and we have no such things there. So prescribed burns, that is where typically in the springtime, people will burn stuff in their yards. And they'll be burning usually like cardboard, extra wood from a project. They'll burn all sorts of stuff. What you're not supposed to burn is trash. But basically, you do need to pull a permit with your county, and it's basically a very simple, free form that you fill out, basically saying when you will be doing your burn, how long you will be doing your burn for, about what time you're going to be doing your burn for. And it's almost like a heads up to the fire department, because the main goal of getting a permit for your burn is so that if your neighbors call, or, just a bunch of Karens that see lots of smoke, if they're like, oh my God, it's smoky, what's going on? Is that a real forest fire? And they call the fire department. The fire department's like, no, we know about it. It's a controlled burn. So people do their own burns to also clear their field or clear any big trees. Some people if a tree falls in their yard and then it gets termites on the inside, usually they'll burn in there to kill all the termites or ants or whatever. So that happens. We're entering like downtown Missoula right now. So the Wilma is up here on the left-hand side. We're going to pass over a bridge over the Clark Fork River. It's very beautiful. It's hard to see, but it's really beautiful here. And it's a good opportunity to do a controlled burn. But you know who else does prescribed burns? The Forest Service. So, and people have a really hard time understanding this concept. So let's see if I can make it as easy as possible, because I'm a realtor, so I don't claim to know everything about everything. I do know a little bit about a lot of things. And while I don't know every single rule and every single minute detail about burns and wildfires and smoke, I don't know everything. I don't claim to. But it is important to understand the reason for prescribed burns done by the Forest Service. So let's talk about it, because it does affect our day-to-day lives. So I'm going to turn here and I'm going to try to find a parking spot. Now, what I really hate about this downtown area, kind of like brings me back to DC, is you have to pay for parking, which I hate paying for parking. So I think I'm going to park right here. And I will catch up with you later. All right, so I just got out of my meeting and we are going to talk about prescribed burns and why they happen. And it's important because it does affect your day-to-day life here in Missoula and the Bitterroot. So what is a prescribed burn done by the Forest Service, not just like a regular person? So it usually happens in the springtime. And from what I know about it, is they identify trees that are dead on the way to being like dying trees, or high probability of a forest fire happening. And they identify those and then they light them on fire. And they do this in a controlled way. And they burn up until they create what's called a line. So a line could be a road. So a road hopefully doesn't have trees on it. And they will burn up until that road and make it stop. Or they will burn a line. Hold on. There you go. All right. Don't be honking at me. It wasn't my fault. All right, let's get out of the way here. Somebody is in a hurry. They'll pass in just a second. So they will burn a line so that it, like the forest fire stops. Or they will put retardant, fire retardant down, or they will burn like a small section that is near maybe a higher probability area of being burned, or trees that have their canopies that are touching. Maybe they'll cut some of those down and burn some of that. So what I'm trying to say is, in the springtime, you'll just see like random giant clouds of smoke. And this is Orange Street, by the way. Behind me is downtown Missoula, and now we are going to, I'm going to stop around Brooks Street. And you'll see like these big clouds of smoke, and it will smell like a campfire. But these are burns that are happening on purpose. And the goal is so that it prevents a forest fire during fire season, when it's hot, when it's dry, or when lightning strikes. That's what happened last year in Stevensville, and it burned, I don't know, over 1,000 acres. So they're doing it on purpose, and it's not because they want to kill the forest and stuff like that. No, it's to prevent a wildfire from happening. And if they do it in a controlled way now during the spring, then it makes for an easier or better or more predictable or a more controlled wildfire season that's going to start here in the summertime. So a lot of people just see the smoke and they're like, oh, people are burning down the forest because they hate the forest and blah, blah, blah. No, there's a reason. There's a reason for the season. And so you'll see it a lot in the springtime, not when it's raining, and it clearly rained the past 24 hours. It's been raining nonstop. So they're not doing it as we speak. But I call it hazy season in the springtime because you see all these mini forest fires. But no, it's done on purpose. And it does affect the air quality. And if you are immunocompromised or pregnant or elderly or have small children or you just don't like it, then you'll need to minimize your time outside. So it sucks. And that's one thing that I don't like about the area. But like where I came from in DC, there were no major forests. There's no such thing. So it's a thing here, and it's a very real thing. And if you see smoke, like it's done on purpose, and it's pretty rare for a wildfire to occur during the springtime. Not impossible, but it is pretty rare. So, I mean, 9 times out of 10, if you see a lot of smoke, then it's done on purpose. And then you'll see a lot of prescribed burns by individuals in their front yards, backyards, where they're burning stuff left and right. Not trash. Don't do that. Don't burn plastic. Don't do any of that crap. So you'll see on some of the Facebook pages like, oh my God, what is that fire? Or there's a lot of smoke coming from XYZ. And it's just like, chill out, Karen. Bob has a little bonfire. It's controlled. He pulled a permit for it, so the fire department knows about it. It's just, those Facebook groups are very entertaining. Like they're the neighborhood Facebook groups. Good stuff. Okay, so this is Brook Street right here. If we were to take a right, that would take you to Southgate Mall, which is the suckiest mall ever. So I love Missoula. Don't get me wrong. I love it here. However, this hazy season, spring, fire, smoke that we get in the spring, it sucks. It sucks now, and it sucks in the summertime when it happens for real. I don't like the wildfires. I don't like the smoke, and I really don't like them all. Everything else is great though. So, I got some funny comments on one of my last videos where I had to low-key shut my mouth. No. Because I feel like you need somebody to tell you what's wrong with this place so that you can make an informed decision if you want to actually move here or not. And I am that person. And of course I want you to move here because this place is amazing. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, and not everything is perfect here. And you need to understand that because nobody told me the truth. So I'm going to tell you the truth. So Diana Filkins, realtor serving Missoula and the Bitterroot here in Western Montana. And if you're moving in or out of the area, please reach out to me. I would love to help and support you through the transition, because it's a big one and it's stressful and it's not easy. And I'm here to help you. And if you have questions about the area, if you have questions about these prescribed burns, I will do my best to answer them. I don't know everything. I don't claim to. But I'm sharing what I know. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if you haven't done so already, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, please. It really does motivate me to make more videos for you. But it also really does help the channel and helps me continue to make videos for the channel. So please do so. And until next time, take care.